simplifying radicals. All right, what are radicals? Radicals are the square roots. They are this little symbol. We'll call this little symbol our little house. So our steps for simplifying, we are going to find the prime factorization. Do you remember what prime numbers are? Prime numbers are those guys that cannot be factored any more than one and itself. So prime numbers are like 1 and 2 and 3. 4 is not a prime number because we can multiply 1 times 4 to get 4 and 2 times 2 to get 4. But things like 5, 6 is not a prime factor because we can multiply 1 times 6 to get 6, and we can multiply 2 times 3 to get 6. So you see the pattern. Our prime numbers are numbers that we only multiply by itself and 1 in order to get that number. If we can multiply multiple numbers by that to get that number, it's not a prime number. So we want to find all of our prime numbers, which this goes on. You can also, I'm not against you Googling prime numbers, and Google will have them all listed out there for you. All right, so we are going to find the prime factorization of the number inside the square root symbol. So we're going to find that of this number inside our house. And then what we're going to do, step number 2, is we're going to circle all pairs. So groups of 2, that's what pairs mean, of the same number. Same number. That's important. And then all of our pairs go on the outside of the symbol as one of the pairs. I'll show you what that means. But underneath the house, we're 2, groups of 2. When we come out of the house, we're only 1. And then the leftover numbers go inside. Inside. And then finally, we're going to simplify by multiplying all the outside values and all of the inside values. So, where did my calculator go? So first I'm going to show you, let's get that out of the way, the prime factorization, what that means. And then we're going to look at more examples. So we got the square root of 9. And so 9 is what's underneath or inside my house. I want to know the prime factors of 9. So our factors of 9 would be 1 and 9, but we're concerned with the first, that one factor of it. But then we would also have 3 times 3 makes 9, right? And then there's no other numbers that if we multiply it together will give me 9. So you've also might have seen this done as a factor tree. So we take that number and write it up at the top. And then we have 2 bars going off of the side, off of the bottom of it. And those are 2 numbers that multiply to get that number. 9 is a pretty simple number, so that's just 3 times 3. So then that's what is underneath our radical. All right, circle all pairs. That's groups of 2 of the same number. So underneath inside my house, I've only got 2 3s, so I would just circle both of those. And then this number is what's going to come outside. And it comes out as 1. We're inside as 2, outside as 1. So then it's going to come out as 3. Since there's nothing else left underneath here, my answer here is 3. So this was kind of a bad example to start with, going through the process, so it might have been a little confusing. But here's what I wanted to show you. In your calculator, which I hate this light, and the big overhead light too. All right, where is it? This little yellow, you can't see where I'm pointing to, yellow symbol, you see the square root? It's above the x squared. So what I can do is I can say control x squared, and I have my radical. And then that number underneath is 9. So you see the square root of 9 is 3. So when I'm tackling problems like this, I would come to my calculator and I would plug it in. And if it gives me a whole number, no decimals, no fractions, then that's your answer. Hard stop, you're done. So control square root of 36, that is 6. We're done. Okay. So coming to this third example, we've got the square root of 48. Oh, you cannot see that because of my light. The square root of 48 gives me 6.928. Since it gave me a decimal number, I need to come and do these steps. Okay, so I'm going to figure out my prime factors of 48. So if I do my factor tree, then I always want to start with, is it divisible by 2? Since it's an even number, it is. So 48 divided by 2 is 24. So 2 times 24 is 48. 2 is a prime number. I can't multiply it by anything else to get it. So I move on to my 24. That's not a prime factor, but I can also multiply that by 2. So 24 divided by 2. 2 times 12 is 24. So these are the factors of 24. Again, 2 is a prime number. 12 is not. So we can keep going. That's 2 and 6, and 2 and 3. And 2 and 3 are my prime factors. So underneath my house here, I've got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay. Now I'm looking for groups of 2 of the same number. So I have 2 2s right here and 2 2s right here. So this is going to come out. Remember that underneath, inside the house, they're 2. Outside the house, they're 1. So this comes out as 2. This comes out as 2. And this one comes out as 2. And then we still have our square root. And 3 didn't have a pair, so it stayed underneath. Or it stayed inside. That goes there. So then my last step is I want to go ahead and multiply these. So 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 3. So the simplified version of the square root of 48 is 4 square root of 3. So we're just going to do the same thing with these 240. So when I take the square root of 240, I get 15.49. So I got to go through this process. The only thing different here is there's already a number outside. We're not going to deal with that until we get to this final step. I'm going to give you now here a cheat code, which is a calculator code for getting our prime factors. if you in your calculator go to menu 2, 3, and it says factor, put in the number underneath or inside the house, and it says 2 to the 4th power times 3 times 5. These are my prime factors. So what that means is underneath my radical sign or inside my house, I've got 4 2s. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, yeah, 2. And then a 3 and then a 5. So that was menu 2, 3. Okay, what are I got my groups of 2 here, 2 here. There's not another 3 or 5, so they stay underneath. My 2 comes out here and 2 comes out here. And my 3 and 5 stay inside. And then I simplify. Don't forget your 5 is out here too. Oops. So then we have 5 times 2 times 2, which is 20. Inside we have 3 times 5, which is 15. All right. 3 square root of 48. We have already found square root of 48, but let's go ahead and do it again. Let's use our little calculator cheat code to find the factors of 48. Menu 2, 3. And look, I've got 4 2s and a 3. And that's what we had done earlier, right? So we've got 3 square root of 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Again, we pull out the pairs. They come out as 1. So then we have 3 times 2 times 2, which is 12 square root of 3. All right, one more example. Menu 2, 3, 3, 20. So this time we've got outside we've got a 2, inside we've got 6 2s and 1 5. All right, let's circle our pairs and pull them out. So we already got this 2, and we've got this 2, and this 2, and this 2, and that 5 is a lone guy inside. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 16 square root of 5. And that is our answer.